Murder your thirst with liquid death.
Yes, hi everybody. What's up, guys? This is Jeremy with Slam Media, aka Marakai Boy. We are live. Technically, we're not really live. This is a video podcast, but this is the very first one we're actually doing in my home office. So I'm both excited and nervous at the same time, but I'm in the comfort of my home. I've got my puppers, and we kind of jerry-rigged the setup for today. I promise the setup will get better down the road, and I'll even give you a little bit of a tour and breakdown of kind of how I did this setup, which it's not really anything to be impressed by. It's a simple two light setup, you could say, and a fake little soft, silky green screen. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get started today. Today's podcast doesn't really have a certain direction or point in it just yet. I think it's kind of important that we just kind of start this one off. I think we're just kind of doing like a temp check on things, you know.
Hanging out, just riffing, basically.
Well, when I say a temp check, I mean like I know the last time that we were on video together, we were with Drift Ride and we were discussing the trip from Austin.
Circuit of the Americas, yep.
Yeah. And you know, we kind of left off talking about cars and certain things. Before we hop into that, let's talk about actually the beer that we have for today. Matt here was so kind to bring, what was it, a 12-pack?
Yeah, it's the 12-pack of the Hard Mountain Dew. We're here to get Baja blasted, so...
It's a fun fact. We are in a group chat, and someone had posted up about this like months ago.
I think it was Drew.
Yeah, Drew had posted up about this like months ago. And I was like, no way that this is coming out. And here we are months later. And he shows up with this. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You really got these? Like, what? They're actually existing now?
Okay, so I will say it was the last box on cue.
That makes sense. I mean, it is, and also this is kind of like Memorial Day weekend. So you might be seeing this almost a month later at latest. But just kind of keep that in mind too, you know. But...
So we got watermelon, black cherry, and Baja Blast. Which would you like, sir?
I'll do a black cherry first. We'll save the blast for a later time.
I think I might have only grabbed.
And because I know that we will get asked about this. Come here, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So this is the Poochers. He's gonna be kind of in and out here on the video. You'll probably see him in our laps or licking legs or whatnot. This is my almost 1-year-old Corgi American Shepherd mix. His name is Fuji, and he is a very happy, lovable boy, but he's also a very hyper boy. So, this is my long boy.
Is he long?
Go. Oh yeah. If he sploots out while we're sitting here, you'll see. He's got like whenever they sploot, like their little chicken legs kind of come out and stuff. Whenever he's splooting, he's like, oh. Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm a long boy. He's like...
So a little bit of the OG right here.
Okay. Well, without further ado, we'll go ahead and begin this temp check. Let's go ahead and start with... How is things coming with the vehicle?
Not really much further. Actually, no. It is a lot further than the last podcast with the Circuit of the Americas one.
Can I just say, like, out of respect for working on cars, like, unless you're someone who is constantly working on cars as a mechanic,
right, yeah.
Or you have your own garage space and you've been doing it for years, and what I mean by that is like 5 or more years where you've had continuous use and access to
one single garage space.
Well, not even to just a single garage space, but I'm saying like access to the tools that it would take to fill up a garage space like that, such as like a press, a vise, a fucking welder, power tools, an air tank. If you had at least 2 out of the 5 that I just listed there, and if there was more, I would say 3 out of them.
Yeah.
And you've had it consistently for at least 5 years, don't fucking complain to me about working on cars. Okay?
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah.
All right. Like, progress is progress. So like that. With that said,
I've got a half-inch impact, and I'm ecstatic about that thing. Like, I'm always using that motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. Motor's in. I basically have everything to get it running. My Holly, my Terminator came in and everything like that. For those that didn't see the last video, I have a 95 240SX, Zinky only, with a LS1, an actual LS1, not like a 5.3 iron block. No, it's a aluminum 5.7 out of an F body. And I've been slow playing the hell out of that thing, but everything's getting done pretty right though. That's one thing I will say. Like I'm not cutting any corners on shit. So
that's probably the important thing, is to do it right. I mean,
maybe my coilovers, but they're Megan's, but whatever.
I mean, tomato. I mean, It's better than knowing. It's better to know your brand than to not know them.
That's true, yeah.
At least it's not Max Peeting, right?
Yeah, no shit.
Shout out to Brandon Cartier for rocking the Max Peeting.
I was about to say, like, how the hell? Yeah, he's fucking pushing P. And yeah, he's fucking shout out to Ben Gibson for that one.
He's big time pushing P.
He's big time pushing P on the max speeding rods. and the only thing that broke him was that wreck in Houston like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he literally just like bought one.
I mean, they're like $300 for the set.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I think they're actually dampening adjustable too, which is fucking crazy for a $300 set of coils. I don't know. Somebody fact check me on that. I'm probably incorrect.
But so I know you had some things that were going on with putting it in, so you've already got it like tunneled and everything. So it's kind of like positioned and finalized. You got headers and everything on too, or nice. Yeah. So okay. So you're ready to rock then. You're getting there.
Well, kinda. I need to. I actually need to pull the motor back out because there's this one area on the transmission tunnel that I need to kind of beat in a little bit more, and also I made a little bit of an oversight with my fuel system stuff. So I have those little those fittings that can convert the hard lines, the AN fittings. But you have to cut the little barb off of there. That's kind of hard to do when you got a big ass motor sitting there literally right next to the fuel lines you got to cut. So I think I'm gonna pull it back out, bash in that little bit right there. I have a visual on where the motor sits now, so I'm gonna go ahead and run all my lines, get them all cut and everything while the motor's out, since I have like my visual and I know where I want to put everything. So, and then then I gotta wire up my my Holly and all that stuff. I'm in kind of a weird spot actually, and I don't know if I want to like make a whole standalone harness for everything in the car, or just kind of like tap the Holly stuff into like some existing circuits, which obviously the right way to do it is to run your own like circuit for all the Holly stuff, but I fucking hate wiring, and
I would definitely say do what makes it easier down the road. That's a firm believer of what I'm into right now, is like, well, what's going to be cost efficient and get the job done,
Honestly, the best thing to do, that being said, is go solid state relays like Ben's car is. Yeah. You literally just like run one wire here, run the power here, run your switch here, and then just run it all. Like it's all contained in that MSD box.
He showed me that box. I was like, that's pretty.
Those things are badass. Yeah, it literally takes like 90% of all the wiring work
out of it.
Like yeah, and I think because eventually the car is going to get a cage and all that stuff, and I still do want to drive it on the street because, for those of you listening that are not in Oklahoma, all you need to drive a car on the street are headlights, taillights, turn signals, brake lights. So.
Be nice to have a speedometer for yourself, though. But that's
GPS speedo.
Yeah, true.
They're really.
You can use GPS speedos now. Back in the day.
Yeah. They're super accurate now. Dyson's his Holly, because he's got the big 7-inch Holly dash. It has one built in. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking tricky.
That dash is like $700 though, so I'm just like, nah, fuck that. I'll just make my own little. I'm probably gonna make my own little gauge cluster, to where I have, because I had my Holly came with like the 3-inch screen, the small one.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have that.
The Game Boy Advance.
That's basically it's like the same size as like a Game Boy Advance, like an SP. Yeah, like a Game Boy Advance SP. So I'm gonna have probably that in the middle, Speedo over here, and then it doesn't have a fuel gauge on it, so I'll probably just have like a fuel gauge.
A long time ago, you could have a Dodge Neon SRT4 and put a Game Boy Advance.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it would show you like your air to fuel ratios and your boost gauge and like your exhaust temperatures.
It was basically an ultra gauge on your Game Boy Advance SP.
But tip check-in with me and my car. It's been on jack stands now, going on April, May, getting into June, so it's like 2 months.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but you consider the amount of work that I did, it wasn't really that much. So,
I mean,
it really wasn't. I basically swapped front lower control arms, the knuckles, and then just replaced everything back and tightened everything back up. But the root cause of my problems now is an inner outer tie rod setup, which Austin Pitchford, if you're watching, I know you're gonna be like, damn it, Jeremy, just go to O'Reilly's, get the Moogs, the Maximums, be done, blah blah blah. Look, I get it, I know, I understand, but hear me out. I want to make sure I do it right. So by doing the Circuit Sports one, I know I should have what I need, and that goes for both an inner and outer setup. So I'm gonna be ordering those coming up this week from Injuku. Once those come in, it's basically get a battery and put the car down, go get it online and drive it. You know?
I would get the GK Tech ones instead. Just say.
Not getting the GK Tech ones because that leads me to the next part of this.
Not the inners, the outers, because it's the same style as the Circuit Sports ones.
I went to gktechusa.com.
No, you gotta go on Injuku Racing.
I went to Injuku Racing, couldn't find them either.
Really?
Yeah. I was looking today, and the best setup for me to go with, and the reason why I decided on it was just it'll give me both inner and outer. I won't have to search down for either or. And basically, once I order a pair of those, I might just go ahead and order another, just for the future to have them. But with my car, I don't really plan to actually drift it too much. So.
Yeah, because you got a Spirit Ray, right?
No, it's supposed to be a BN kit.
I'm
pretty sure mine is a replica, right?
It's like a replica blister, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got the super. It's 70
It's
mil.
technically the BN. It would be the BN Blister 3 kit. There's only one other guy in the world that I've seen that has the kit.
And that was Levi, wasn't it?
Well,
Levi's coupe.
Well, I'm not talking about on a coupe, on a hatch.
Oh, on a hatch, yeah.
And I want to say this guy is based out of Australia. I can't remember or not, but I had found him on Instagram, and I think his setup, he was running spacers and like a 10.5 mil on the rear. But it's like a 70 millimeter.
Yeah, that must have been a big ass spacer.
But it was a drift car, so he probably didn't really space it out too much. If my guess was probably half an inch to maybe 20 millimeters, 25. Which you hear me say that out loud. You hear me say that out loud, and to a lot of people, I understand how much that really is. But my fender itself on my car is supposedly 70 millimeters.
Yeah,
if you put your fist to my stock SE wheel that's sitting on that car right now,
you can literally fist his.
The fender will stop on my forearm here. So from here to here.
Whoops.
But other than that, I kind of got the bumper fitted up finally. It's kind of being held on by some zip ties and a 10 millimeter.
Okay.
But I need to.
That's the name of the game with
chassis. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my Rocket Bunny diffuser. I really want to keep it. I really want to use it. Part of me wants to cut the bumper and just retrofit it that way, but I understand it would probably look horrible if I did it.
Yeah. Well, and that skirt. The way that rear bumper skirts out, I think you'd be better off just selling it, honestly.
Thought about retrofitting it and just screwing it in over it. Yeah. It might not work.
I think it'd look kind of goofy.
It might not work, so I still haven't tested it out yet. Either way it goes, I'll figure something out with that. As for the KAT, I'm still kind of at a standstill about what I want to do for ECU, but I do have a vlog that should be coming out soon about me starting to work on it and getting ready to start explaining more on that. But next thing to order is going to be some valve cover gaskets so I can get ready to paint the valve cover and check out the cams and all that stuff.
Whenever you do that, make sure you use a very liberal amount of RTV on those half moon sections, because though on any car those will leak like crazy. I've got to redo them on the IS. Like I've got to pull my valve covers back off and like redo, like put more RTV, like scrape the old off and put more RTV on there because it's still seeping from there.
The kit that I'm getting, it also has the one for the spark plugs. And
yeah,
new half moons.
I was gonna say, well, I think on the Ks it's all built into the gasket. I was gonna say because I watched
the
that.
half moons are.
Yeah, I watched that one video that you had posted about the oil in the spark plug holes. I'm like,
I shared it. Well,
yeah,
that's the vlog. I haven't shared it yet. Yeah.
Oh,
you're
shit.
good.
Whoops.
You're good.
Okay, well.
But no, go ahead.
This will probably come out after that.
Yeah, it'll come out afterwards. So
okay.
like, we can kind of talk about it. But
anyway, So in the video I was watching, I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah, you need a new spark plug gaskets. But most valve cover gasket sets come with that because it's part of it as well.
You'd be surprised on how many actually don't.
Really?
Dead ass. And they actually cost more sometimes than the kits that do. It's weird.
That don't make no sense.
Like Felpro is like the good happy medium. It's gonna come with all the shit I need for like $18. But like you can also go with like I think it's Mr. Gasket. And it's just the valve cover with the half moons, and it's like $20-something.
Mr. Gasket is they do use a lot better materials for their gasket stuff. From so I've heard. I used Amazon special. That could be another reason why my Lexus valve covers are leaking, is because I use the Amazon specials. They're Chinesium.
They're like 2JZ. They're like
Can we say that? Chinesium.
They're like 2JZ. No, it's 2.2JZ. It's an NA 2.2JZ.
Yeah. Oh god.
No, but other than that, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm definitely planning to drift my car in November at Mac Park, no questions asked.
Mac Park.
I will murder somebody to make sure I can drift there.
Mac Park's such an easy track too. Like it baffles me.
It's right down the street in case the shit breaks. I have an easy escape route, you know.
See, and that's what the thing that sucks is like he never does events there.
Yeah, it's because it's smaller, and I mean it's not. You know, you can't run that track the other way now. So.
What do you mean?
Because of noise complaints.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So, but that was a good little quick temp check there. We can go ahead and kind of get started talking in on a few other things, man. So, catch me up a little bit on Formula One. I had seen someone, I think it was an Eric Share post about Checo.
Yeah, Sergio Perez. So yeah, that was Monaco was today, and
shit.
I actually didn't watch it either.
Damn it!
I missed it. Apparently there was like a really big rain delay, and so they have. I mean, obviously, if there's a delay, they're still going to run the race, you know, all laps and everything like that, right? But I guess this delay was like so long that they actually, on the broadcast, they put the timer up. They have a 3-hour window. It usually only goes for about 2, but they only have a 3-hour window to broadcast. So they started putting the timer up, and I don't know if
they actually like finished it or not.
Yeah, well, no, they did finish it,
no. But
I don't know if they finish the race or if it turns into like a Le Mans type thing, where whoever's in first place whenever the timer goes down, that's who wins or something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't watch it. I didn't even watch the post-race stuff. I might, if I probably want to get home, I'll probably go
what
through
were
and
you
watch
doing
all that.
today?
I slept in, dog. I was cuddling my girlfriend. What?
And?
I don't know.
And his bitch ass had to go and have other people go pick up his car to pick up his stuck ass mini bike.
My fucking pull starter broke again.
Which is something cool to talk about. We all
got mini bikes.
Yeah.
Put a picture up of like a Coleman BT200X or something like that. Yeah.
Just a stock photo of one.
This right here is what it looks like, and they're the most amazing little things that anybody has ever come up with. I think, honestly,
They're a lot of fun, man. I mean, I've felt so much more freer being on one. Like, I've actually considered. I saw a Z125 Kawasaki in person, and now I actually really want to buy one.
It's just a Grom, but it's a Kawasaki version of a Grom. I think dimensionally, they're basically like the same size.
I can't remember which one's a naked and which one's not.
They're both naked.
But one doesn't have like a certain fairing or something like that.
I can't remember. Sure they're both naked. Yeah, I mean, they're both naked, but yeah, I mean, they're cool. I don't know. This, as someone, because because you remember, I've had a full-size motorcycle before, and it really makes me want to get a full-size motorcycle, honestly. And we were actually talking about that today too with Kendall. He was just saying like, eventually, like we just need to just get full-size motorcycles. Like this, the Coleman thing is gonna like last like another year, and then we're just all gonna say fuck and just get bikes, like bikes.
At that time, I feel like more people will either be onto like, oh, we actually still have our drift cars, so like everyone's got drift cars going now.
Me and Ben were.
Because you gotta think about it. By that time, you'll have your car running. I should have my car running. I'm assuming like Austin's car is already running, but it'll probably be running better.
Right, but then the question is, it's like, what do you do in between drift events? You go ride motorcycles. So it's like
Coleman's. Then there's also the options of side by sides. There's still people getting into Sims and stuff.
I'm not super into side by sides. I don't know.
You could then take your Coleman because then everyone's still doing their side. You see what I'm saying? It still works out the same.
Well, but you can make a side by side street legal.
Yeah.
And that's another one of those things. Like I mean, yeah, it's kind of I guess it's kind of a flex to do that, but like. I don't know, like all the trails and stuff you take the side-by-side to are hours and hours away, and I wouldn't want to be running a side-by-side at like 4,000 RPMs on the highway going 65 miles an hour. Whee! Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, they're only really good for
those
going around
transmissions
town.
are like really, really harsh too.
Yeah.
Like it would get old real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I think from here we'll go ahead and we'll take a quick little break because obviously my cameras, if you don't know, I say this almost every time, they basically stop recording after 30 minutes, and I know that it's getting close to that time. So, and even if it's not, guess what? We're still going to take a quick commercial break and tell you some details in between on some things coming up. So we'll see you in a second. Alright guys, so we're just going to hop right into this quick commercial break. Of course, you know the routine. We have Full Lock Drift up on the map. Their September 3rd event with OMC Trifecta, where they're going to be doing a drag race fun run at the Test and Tunes at Thunder Valley. Following that, on September 3rd, they'll be at OMC in Norman. And then last leg of that will be September 4th at Cam's Acres. Of course, if you want more information, you can always check out the website and the Facebook, and of course, Oklahoma Drift Community on the Facebook pages. You can find lots more information there. Following that, we do want to mention that they do still have their Full Lock Drift Academy. Of course, those are going to be some one-on-one lessons, as well as you'll have a chance to drift your own car that you bring out on a wet surface to learn some basic techniques. I highly suggest it for anyone interested in getting into drifting, or it's your first time and you're wanting to improve and have some better safety skills even. It's about $125 per student, but you get a full day of seat time, and it's awesome. Also, another great way to test out a car if you're just freshly building. Lastly here, of course, we are going to mention Cam's Acres. Definitely want to get back out there. I haven't been out there since March. However, they are going to be the last leg of this Full Lock Drift Trifecta event alongside with Cam's Acres. They're going to be the last leg on September 4th. That's going to be a Saturday. Following that, they have some more events coming up later on in September, but I do look forward to trying to make it to the Halloween Bash if at all possible. Of course, this is going to go ahead and wrap up these commercials. Let's get back to the podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, welcome back, guys. We hope you enjoyed whatever the commercial break told you about or doing. Be sure to go do or visit or whatever it said.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Right now.
Please, guys, please.
Damn it, Damien. That guy's a character. He needs to be on the show someday.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how that'll work, but I'll have to work that out with Damien.
Yeah. So sorry, Damien. I wasn't trying to jack your style right there or nothing.
But
this is one of our really good friends. He has really, really hilarious channel. I think it's just Damien Warhol, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Link will be up in the description.
Yeah.
Oh,
He has a lot of really cool art on his Instagram too. He's a really good painter.
Yeah. But I think we kind of left off. We were talking a little bit about F1. You were telling me kind of what they have.
Yeah. I didn't really watch the race. Well, no, I did. I didn't watch the race. I was, like I said, I slept in. So.
Yeah, I feel you.
I did watch the Miami Grand Prix.
Okay.
That one was really good, actually.
Did you see anything about the Indy 500? I guess someone had broke like a speed record or a lap record or something.
No, I didn't.
I didn't realize that.
I saw Remington posting something about Rossi, but
oh, Barry, come on.
I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was going on about. I haven't really been reading much today about like motorsports news and stuff because we were at the Colemans earlier. So,
have you kept up any then with the actual Formula Drift Pro, or do you find that to be a joke at this point? And I say a joke not like in a mean Formula Derby way, but like this is kind of like I'm not even gonna say it's a controversial statement. I mean, let me just be honest about how I feel right now. Yes, I am a happy fan right now because my guy's in number one, Mr. Osbo.
Osbo's number one. So yeah, I didn't watch.
So,
I see. I don't like Orlando as a track, just in general. I feel like it's. I'm just not into Orlando. Period.
Why are you saying that? Like you sound like you feel like it's either an easy track or something, or.
Well, I like Wall Speedway better because it's kind of the same. You know, it's a roval. You know, they start on the bank, everything like that. But
the bank on that one seems like it would probably be.
Wall has a better bank. I feel like. The other thing that I didn't like about this one is the jump that they put in the middle of the track. I think that was stupid. I did not like it whatsoever.
I think it was stupid for someone that's a pro spec driver. I think for a pro driver, that's kind of to be expected because you got everybody now hitting that 3-wheel motion. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but like
if you're in pro spec, I wouldn't expect you to be hitting 3-wheel motion unless you bought someone's previous pro spec car, or you even have a really good team.
There's no. Yeah, if you're doing a 3-wheel suspension setup like that, there's no like. The jump was just stupid, like because you already have, coming off the bank right there. There's already an upset to the car right there. You don't need to put another one in there. I mean, it isn't. I get that drifting is not. Like the only thing that makes it a motorsport is the fact that you're doing it in cars. It's not a race. It's a judge sport. It's more like an X Games type thing. That doesn't mean you need to put fucking jumps and shit in it. That's just like it's getting too wild. It makes it a little too wild if you ask me. Like, and I really think like it kind of ruined a lot of the pro spec battles. I feel like because I watched all pro spec.
Yeah, I did too. I feel like for a pro spec driver and you have to be forced into doing something like that gnarly, yes, I think that's a little bit questionably hard, right? But I also feel like, well, eventually you're wanting to run the pro, and like if the pros are running 7 rounds and pro specs running like 5 rounds, right? Like I don't know if that's really how it is because I haven't.
8 and 4.
I've kept up with like 2 out of the 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. So like Long Beach and Orlando. I miswrote Atlanta. I watched some of the highlights and stuff from it.
Yeah, so Orlando was the first pro spec
But the
round.
things that I'm not liking about Formula Drift though right now is the politics of it. And what I mean by this, if someone like Formula Derp or Formula Drift is to ever watch this podcast, I would hope so. That'd be cool. I hope you guys would seriously take advantage of the fact that you guys have a whole array of drivers, and you guys are only talking to like the hot 3, right? And I say the hot 3 really. In Matt Field, I love you to pieces. I think you're perfect for what they needed you for press. But when it comes down to it, I would much rather hear a conversation happen. For instance, when Ryan Turk won Long Beach, why wasn't he on the showcase or the board to be interviewed.
The press conference.
Why wasn't he in the? Thank you. Why wasn't he in the press conference? For winning that round and going into the next round. I mean, the dude showed up a day or two after having a kid, and fucking Rex, Long Beach, dude. Like, he was running solid, and I love Osbo to pieces, and what happened between him and Phil then, fucking horrible. But yeah, like, it just feels, man.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, because that's what they do in F1 when they do the post-race press conference. It's the top 3 drivers,
And this is also their first year of doing this, right?
Yeah.
So,
honestly, whenever I first saw that they were doing like the preseason press conference with I think it was Osbo, Chelsea, Field, and Odie.
Yep. I mean, great.
I thought it was a little weird, but then I was like, okay, this is kind of cool,
I mean, you would also like to think, well, like, if that's the case, why isn't someone like LZ in the mix? And you might think, well, he already has enough press and this and that.
Fuck, he was probably busy. He was probably doing something else, honestly.
Yeah, he's probably doing something else, but, like, I wonder how they sent that out to the drivers and how they picked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there could be something that we don't see,
You talking shit? Say, it wasn't his fault. Matfield just is a horrible driver, and he just gets pissed off easily because he's a little bitch. That's right, Fuji. Come here. Come boot me. Thanks, bro.
We need like a hot take counter up in the corner.
Dude, Fuji, and bruh, you were like literally on one now. So,
here's a hot take: Chris Forsberg isn't as good as everybody thinks he is.
Ooh,
that one's just for Eric Peters.
Oh,
I don't really think that.
What's his name? What's the guy's name who actually ended up winning? Dylan Hughes.
Yeah.
Mr. Hughes, congratulations on your win. And
Dylan started under Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm glad to see that Chris Forsberg is getting taken out. I'm sorry, Chris. I love you to pieces. I think you're cool. I think that you were the Schumacher to the sport, whereas Osbo's kind of been the Lewis Hamilton, which I think he's going to get his third championship, or the fourth one.
You know what? That's a really good comparison, actually. I like that comparison. We're working here.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
But I really think that's the case. I mean, they both brought some really good things. And, like, if you want to talk about James Carnage Dean or whatever, he would be...
No, you just got 2 drivers. There's Dean Kearney.
Dean Kearney. He was the S13 driver, right?
No.
Damn it! So I had him backwards then this whole
time.
No,
Dean Kearney had a fucking. He's got the Viper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was the Viper guy.
He's the Viper guy. You're thinking of James Dean.
Right.
They're both Irish too. So it's like. Yeah.
Well, here in America, the only Dean I know is Jimmy. And let me guess. Let me tell you, I only see that motherfucker in the morning.
Hell yeah. Gotta have your Jimmy Deans in the morning, man.
Jimmy Dang. But, I look forward to how the sport's going to transition in progress. I think that drivers like Chris Forsberg, it's time for him to try and do what his buddy Vaughn's doing. And that's sit on the sideline, become a coach, make a program.
Well, he does have a program. He's got a huge program. It's backed by Nissan.
Can I just be honest with you that I'm a huge Nissan fanboy, as you can obviously tell.
Well, yeah.
I also have myself a Nissan, and I also try my best to keep up with the sport. And I really have tried my best to look between East Coast and West Coast to find out what different factions and things are going on. And can I just be real honest with you? I know he has Club Loose, and I've been hearing a lot about Club Loose events that happen in Texas and all that stuff.
Oh no, Chris isn't even really
hear me out. I understand that this might be you're talking out the side of your neck, don't know what you're talking about, but just fucking hear me, okay? I didn't realize he really had a program until really about now.
Oh, really?
And even slightly around the time whenever they were talking about him coming up from under Dylan Hughes coming from under Forsberg. So I say this to say that if Frederick Osbo had a program,
Who doesn't need one though? He's with Papadakis.
I mean, he's a robot, but
yeah. Well, he doesn't. he does like stunt driving, like movies and shit in Sweden and stuff like that. Like he doesn't have time to build a race program. I don't think. Like
I think he would. I think eventually a time will come, especially if he gets like 5 championships. I'm gonna claim that right now. If he gets 5 championships. Technically, this would be 5, wouldn't it? Because he's won the Formula Drift World Championship. Or is that part of the 3 that he counted? That's counting for him.
Talking like the world.
Yeah, like 2017, 2018, he won FD World Championship. And the RSR U6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust that's fanboy.
Yeah,
Oswald.
that's right.
Oswald
Yeah.
fanboy.
I always forget about that. I always forget about that RSR car.
That RSR car was sex.
It's a nice car. I think he still drives it in other countries. Mm-hmm. It's just not legal for RFD.
Yeah. You know. But that's why I said like I don't know if they're counting that as one, but I'm pretty sure.
He never competed in FD Japan.
No.
But I guess that wasn't part of the world, because the world was like, what was it, like Taiwan,
like
China,
time.
Was Canada part of it?
I think so, in Australia, and Japan definitely was too. I think they did
something. No, Japan has their own thing. The FD Japan's its own thing. It kind of goes alongside D1.
But I thought the FD World Championship was like done like across Asia and Australia and like either Canada or like South America or Mexico, something like that. It was something weird like that.
Oh, they did do a round in Mexico, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Like it's FD World Championship. Like to keep up with that one, it was basically like they did it 1 month and then 2 months later there was another event. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like the programs and the companies that were taking those cars and doing those events. Those were those big boys. So. And RSR has always been one of my favorite companies to see, from their Supra to their S2000s that they've had.
The 350Z.
I didn't even remember. Like, it's funny you bring up the 350Z. I almost forgot about it. Yeah.
It's I think that's the car, and I also might be wrong. It had the same Veilside kit that Takashi's 350Z from Tokyo Drift had on it. The Andrew Race, and then it had the 19-inch Andrew Racing wheels, the Veilside Andrew 5s. Which is basically what all those cars in that movie had, because Han's RX-7 had those. Well, I mean, it was a Veilside kit too, so.
Veilside.
But
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that's enough FD talk, honestly, for this time around right now. But I mean, I really would like to get more into talking about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it's interesting to see how well, it's interesting to see how it's been progressing and changing. Because that's the first time I went to a FD event. Really. I need to go to more.
We don't have any more that are like super close to us. I mean, maybe like Missouri, maybe St. Louis.
It wouldn't really matter. Just like to go back though and enjoy an event like that again. Like I only did it once, and I'm sad I did. Really, really sad I did. And look at all, like, I got 2 cool shits that's still hanging up from it.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough talk about that. Let's talk a little bit about some mini bikes, man. So earlier we talked about you getting stuck and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like on the real though, like the BT200X is a nice bike, and the CTs are pretty nice too. But I mean, like, tell me about your mini, and I'll talk a little bit about mine. Maybe you can send me some pictures and we can post them up about it. Like,
I mean, mine's just a stock 212 Hemi. With an exhaust. I'm about to get a.
Go. You're blocked. He's about to go and take a shit and fix that. Let's see if he figures it out. If he just moves through. He feels very stuck.
Yeah, no, I'm probably about to go get a smaller sprocket. Probably a 38 tooth, like what Ben has on his. And then...
Not a 37 or 36?
No, I don't need to go down that far.
How can I get
No, I might do a torque converter. So ever since Ben found that like super cheap like $60 one on Amazon, I'm like, oh shit, it's not actually like $180. It's like.
I just want to say, I've never felt cooler than to order parts from Amazon and get them the next day.
Dude, right?
For my mini bike,
yeah.
to be like overnight like, parts from Japan.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah. And that's the cool thing about these bikes. It's like, oh, we figured it out.
Smart doggo. Good boy.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about these bikes. It's like they're not expensive, like at all. I mean, they're as expensive as you want them to be, and they're still fun. You know.
For $1,000 total, including the price of your bike and everything, you can have a lot of fun and make it very custom.
Oh yeah. And that's the best thing about them. It's like,
I'm gonna go let him out real quick.
I gotta urinate. So.
Well, damn.
I guess we'll have another commercial break here.
I guess we have another commercial break coming up here because we gotta let the doggy out and he's gotta let the dog out, so we're gonna go let the dogs out.
No, I'm not gonna take a shit.
Let the dogs out.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding. But for real though, we'll be right back after this like brief commercial. Literally gonna let him out and we're gonna regroup again and be sure to check out this advertisement. This one for sure is going to just probably be a little brief update about my YouTube channel and some things going on. Also, I started blogging on my website, my personal website.
I read that. It was really good.
Be sure to check it out. I've got a new post on there now, I think, that I need to share talking about being a shooter and kind of how I'm evolving in that and some other things. But more on that later. Peace. We'll be right back. That's right. Hinata is up and running, and she will be off to her first event come September 3rd. I look forward to sharing some more on that down the road. However, I wanted to just take a quick moment out here to share some of these photos from doing an alignment at my friend's house. Huge shout out to Anthony for showing up with some slip plates and some other gadgets to actually do my alignment, and I can't wait to give it a rip come September 3rd. Thanks.
Grazie. All right. Time to get Baja blasted.
Alright guys, time to get blasted. So I've had roughly 3 of these, technically 2 and 3/4 or a fourth or whatever.
Something like that.
Something like that. But we're on to the actual Baja version of it. So the one that everyone's been waiting for. The one that all you Taco Bell lovers will be like, yeah, I need that from a fucking taco.
It's going to blow your mind how much that tastes like Baja Blast.
Oh man, is this one a dangerous boy? Because the other ones, like the Black Cherry, you can miss me with that one. You can miss me with that one.
Yeah. Watermelon's pretty good.
I would fuck with it if they made a Code Red.
It's kind of what the watermelon would taste like. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had.
Not quite Code Red.
It's been a while since I've had Code Red though. So.
Yeah. Yeah. You could go and get like a Baja Blast, like a big Route 44 of it.
Yeah.
And like just pour out some of it and just
dump that in there. You wouldn't be able to taste the difference. I told you.
Yeah.
That shit's dangerous.
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 Sure. Talk about movie going dangerous.
You know shit, right? If it didn't say like alcoholic on there, like dude, you could just.
It definitely has the 21 plus and the alcoholic 5%. Do the do. But now is a good time for me to actually show you this. But if I told you that I LARP, would you believe me?
Probably would, yeah.
Alright, well, I've been LARPing myself as a Formula Drift character or player, if you will.
On forza?
Yeah, I've been doing this thing called Horizon Drift Championship. For you guys at home right now, you're not going to be able to see our screen. I will post up some screenshots of it. But just to kind of run down some basics over what it is and kind of what's going on here. It's a Forza Horizon Drift Championship that's based off of Formula Drift. So tracks like New Jersey, Okayama, Road Atlanta, Irwindale, Long Beach, Suzuka track, just to kind of, like the Suzuka East or the Suzuka.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of its west or east
track.
but it's like the portion of the Suzuka track that they use in
drift,
Formula Drift and Formula Drift Japan.
So I think, is it D1 or FD Japan?
I'm pretty sure it's FD Japan.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. Again, fact check. Internet's there for a reason. But their basic rules is that, like, if it's a certain weight, you can only run a certain width of tire.
That's how FD rules are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if the tire that you run on here is the semi-slick, they'd like to make you run the ones with the Horizon written on it, so they can kind of judge, your front tires and all that stuff, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
What else is interesting on this? In this series in particular, you can get points deducted if you didn't have a livery made. You could also get points deducted for making changes and not posting about it in terms of your livery or aero.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, for instance,
interesting.
The first round, I actually got 00, and I placed overall, I think, like 29th out of 34 or something. And the reason why is because the day that I lost to the guy who won the whole thing that day. So I felt really good about it because I actually still 00'd. Well, they didn't tell me what my chase run score was, but I obviously had my problems. But I know that my lead run I zeroed out for sure. I was getting chased down by a Corvette. I'm in a BRZ. It's a LS BRZ. On here, it's making 929 horses with 760 something torque. I can't really read that from here. But I'll post up like a little picture and stuff of this stuff in here with my livery and everything like that. I'm going to zoom in close for you to see this. I had to make my livery, right? Yeah. So a lot of people, that you can pay people on here to make it. The guy who actually makes all the tracks and stuff, he actually gets paid by people to make their liveries. But I made mine. I've also been working on another one.
I like that.
Actually, you'll probably really like the other one because, again, like I said, huge Nissan fanboy, right? So the next car that I've been working on, which everyone's been talking about it, they're like, oh, dude, what's going to be the next car you're going to work on for, this series? Because, the people that are actually really doing it are having fun. Mm-hmm. Some people joined it, I think, with the intent of if they're a YouTuber or someone that's kind of popular on social media, that it would blow them up. Yeah. That's not really the case. It's a great starting point for this year for this group of guys, and they've been really good at figuring things out. I will say they are not the easiest group of guys to be around if you don't have a thick skin, in which, if you guys are watching, it's lit on the forums. Cheers to you guys. I know I'm the oldest guy, and if you see me on there, my Discord picture is now a picture of Elon Musk in a cowboy hat.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, it's very fitting. I love it. I fucking love it. It's like the perfect... he wore that cowboy hat knowing that was going to be someone's avatar picture. Yeah. I need to switch that to my avatar picture on Reddit. Elon Musk, if you ever watch this...
That's not going to happen.
I know, right? So I'm not going there. It's just,
Actually, I don't know. It could.
But yeah, that was that's been my new avatar picture though in there for a minute though. I love it.
That's hilarious. I love it. that's awesome.
But you might get a good kick out of this car. So this is another car that I'll actually post up with a picture on it. But do you recognize this car or what it's supposed to be?
It's a black GTR. Police GTR?
Ooh, no.
I don't.
So there was like this racing spec class that this R34 ran in, and this was by a group called Mines. So you might have heard
of yeah, I know Mines.
And R1. So this is the Amuse R1.
Okay.
Which Mines had at some point had it originally, I think, and made the body kit for it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then Amuse took it over and modified it like.
What's that? I thought all the Mines stuff was white with like just the like cursive mines like along the bottom. So the carbon looking, the black like really.
So I actually did some researching, and over the years this car's been sold a few different times.
Really?
And over those few different times, like I think the wheels got changed twice, and then it's back to like the original wheels finally. But I want to say this car sold for a pretty penny. I can't remember the exact amount. I'm not gonna say it just to not disqualify it or whatever, but it was a pretty penny. And somebody in like not Saudi, but Dubai that owns it, obviously. But it's like, man, that's crazy.
Probably that guy with like that crazy ass car collection.
Yeah.
Dude's got like 3 EB110s.
Jeez.
Yeah. it's I think Hoonigan did a tour of his collection. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what this car was. I actually made this one myself.
Yeah.
But the other one, my actual pro car, I don't really like it because it is kind of a.
You're talking about the BRZ? Or?
Yeah, the BRZ, like in real life, is actually a horrible drift car on here. So, if you do decide to get into any of this, of course you can find them on Discord. I found them on Facebook through the Forza Drift community on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of dicking around, and some guy posted up, "Hey, we're going to be doing this drift championship, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, oh, cool. And yeah. Matter of fact, today I actually missed Okayama today, but that's just because I woke up late, had other things that I had to take care of. But since there's been kind of an influx of people showing up and not showing up, I've kind of Matt-fielded myself here to where I've just been getting points for showing up. So I just show up here and there and I get the points, right?
There you go.
Regardless of if I double zero out or whatever, right? So, but on here on Forza Horizon 5, if you haven't already figured it out, they do have these blueprint events. I know that you know about them, but I know you probably haven't seen some of these tracks, which I wanted to point out something kind of cool here in my favorites that you might like. Let me know once you see it.
Oh shit, OMC.
Okay, and then there should have been another one here. Let
No
me see
way.
if it's in my history. There we go. Interesting.
Somebody made all that on here?
Interesting, right? So the person who made these, no, this one, Shutter Studios.
Do we know them?
Don't be mad at me, bruh. I have you as a Facebook friend. I know you're another photographer. I don't remember your name right now. I've seen you several times, and actually, I'm gonna take a stab at it and say that it's a guy named Dominique, I think, or Dominic. He shoots for, or he shot for Pass Mag, or shoots for Mag. I'm not for sure his situation on that, but.
Oh, did he did some, he did a bunch of pictures for Daydream.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I
For,
think so.
For like Dak and Peters and all them.
I think so.
Yeah.
For sure. But, yeah, this is not a finished track. And it's like, it's just kind of laid out, and that makes sense. It's a horrible layout. I'll take you to these after the fact, after we're off camera, but just to kind of give you a sense of what it's like on here. This is actually the Formula Drift Okayama track. I'm going to go ahead and just load up with one of my cars in here. I'm going to actually put my Prospect car in here. But it's really cool on how they have it set up on here, and like they have a whole judging tower and stuff you can go to, and
Nice.
and all that. But lately here, I've actually been tandem drifting with Brandon and Hershey on Mayhem. I had a lot of fun. On Mayhem. But Other than that, man, I mean, I think we'll go ahead and we'll kind of wrap it up from here so I can kind of show you some things here on this game, and we'll probably end up going to the arcade or something. I don't know. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But anything you want to say before we close it up?
No, not really. I mean, it was good talk.
It was. It was good catching up.
We definitely need to do this again. I still think we need a table.
Yes.
Like
a
to
table
be like,
or
like back and forth.
maybe
from
we'll
each other.
move like my toolbox in here or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out to make this a little bit more pleasant. I'll figure it out.
We need to Joe Rogan this shit.
Well, that, and I'm gonna play with this background and see if I can actually get some cool things to happen on the backside of it. And yeah.
Oh, shit, make it like the put that on there or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the idea, you know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I've been blasted hard today for sure. Matt, I appreciate you coming over today.
Always.
And we got a chance to catch up, chat, and get some more things rolling on this. I mean, I'm excited to do some more video podcasts here and car ramble for sure. I mean, stay tuned. We've got some more topics to cover, obviously. This is just kind of our first check-in and first time kind of getting ourselves together on this. So we hope to have many, many more of this and hope that you guys follow along on that journey. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, so empty.
Mm-hmm.
I need a cat's out.
You what?
I need a cat's out.
That's your second one, right?
Mm.
That was only my second one.
No.
Chug a lug.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.